Hello everyone, welcome to part 27, the final or next to final part of Metroid Prime. So, last time we took on good old Ridley, and now we're going deep into the impact crater to take down everybody. So first thing to know around here, there are some Metroids. Now, I believe there's an instant unmorph trick you can use here to take them down a bit faster, but we still have 8 power bombs. So that's what we're mostly going to stick with. If you see a Metroid, try to get a few others to show up. Also, you'll notice around here we have a bunch of red Phazon. And you may be wondering, what's red Phazon? Well, it means that the Phazon suit is not adequate enough to deal with it. Now they decide to defuse. Come on. And yeah, so not too hard there. I'm not sure, I think there's a missile station at the top of here somewhere. And are we walking on teeth or what? Don't know. Well, we're walking on something. And it sure ain't sunshine, so yeah. I'm gonna keep going on up here, and we should be almost stupid Metroid. He'll probably knock me down. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna bomb this guy away. And yeah. They always split though into the same combinations, almost always, I believe. Yeah, and all the ones here are fission Metroids, so you can just not deal with them if you want to, like I'm doing. I hope that works. Yep. I'm not sure if they can mess up your jump, but we made it to the top, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference at this point. And we should be to Prime now. It's a pretty short area, and yeah. If you want to use the spider ball tracks, you can. If you don't really have to, because it really doesn't matter. Because you can mostly boost through here. And there you go. So now we take on Prime. For the first time, for the last time, or whatever. Okay then, run away you coward, because I am after you. And yeah, this is Metroid Prime, final boss. He's not that bad. His first phase is really easy, just know that. Well, I'm gonna say that and then lose to it, right? But yeah, so his face will turn different colors. You don't do an opposite pattern or something. The way you beat him is you just hit him like that. And he should go, he has a specific pattern at the beginning, but like changes it later to make it random, so yeah. This is really where the different kind of beam things come in handy and where you're actually going to use all those missiles you collected. So, good thing to have some missiles here. But I'm just taking him down with a little wave beam there, because just couldn't get the wave buster to charge up enough. So there are also some various different phases of the fight, like he'll go through several different levels, they each get progressively a little bit harder, but the first few are pretty easy. And so, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Big super missile, take him down there. I believe he starts charging there. There is a way to nail his carapace a second time. Well, I mean, like while he's charging you, so that's what all speedrunners do. It usually doesn't work, from my experience with it anyway, so yeah. And you can't really stun lock him the same way you could with the wave pirates, so that's really too bad. And I'm not really going to go for the second, like, nail carapace, because it's like a really precise piece of timing. So here's where the Ice Buster comes in handy. Let's see if we can get a clear shot. So once you freeze his face, then you can just hit him a couple times, and there you go. Just like that. And so on to the next level. But for the final part where we use the puddle trick, I might or might not attempt that, because the puddle trick's pretty hard to pull off. I'll probably just explain it and just go with it. There's not really a way to break free here, so you kind of just wait for him to pull you in, I guess. But yeah, he does that sometimes. And if he's a little up kind of like that, you can't really nail him with a super missile. It's too bad, because I'm trying to do that. Let's see if I can get a double jump in here. Yeah. But Ice and Plasma Beam are actually the ones you want because Ice Spreader makes it really easy. And Ice and Plasma, I believe, still do double damage, which is definitely something nice. Because double damage is never like something you don't want. And also you can get in here with a Wave Buster, which looks epic and wastes quite a few missiles. But we've got the missiles to spare, 170 over 250, so not that bad. And that's how you nail him the second time. Okay, good, Ice. I believe he goes in order now, so Ice, Plasma, like, I mean, the normal order of, like, the way you acquire the beams, so, like, goes Power, and Wave, and Ice. Soon it's going to start becoming random and all, but, missed it there. And also, you may think Flamethrower would be a good idea. Well, the Plasma Beam fires pretty quickly, and the Flamethrower does, like, absolutely nothing. So, Flamethrower is not even useful here, like the Ice Spreader is. So, counter too bad. But fourth phase might be the last one for this half of the battle, so we'll see. But, as I've said, it's really not that challenging. The first half, especially in the Trilogy version, from my experience. So, now it's pretty random. Let's see if I can get a Wave Buster going. And, yeah, destroy the orbs before they destroy you. Good strategy. They also drop quite a bit of ammo, usually, so that's always good. Ah, come on, just die. Okay, got me there. But we're still pretty much at full health, so shouldn't be much of a difference. We're going Wave again, or what? Okay, decided to go Wave again. Which I am fine with, I guess. But I am definitely running out of missiles. Though, they're not really going to be used much from now on. Like, after you beat this guy, then you're not really going to be using missiles again. Okay, Plasma, good, double damage. And he uses basically the same attacks at this point, just the Orbs of Death, mostly. The Orbs do quite a bit of damage, you know that. So sometimes you can nail him there, that's the Carapace trick anyway. It defeats him just a little faster. Okay, so we're going Wave again. Can probably waste the last of our missiles. Come on, Ghostbusters. Got it. That should be the last of Prime. Yep. And he goes down. And we're going to follow him this time. No ammo left up here, so time to take him down. Now this definitely looks like it's going to be an epic fight. At the end of the day, the music's pretty sweet for like the first minute or so, but otherwise there's not really too much to this fight, especially. It's pretty easy. All you do is just kind of wait. Now there are certain ways to like, this fight is definitely one you should know some about because the way it works, there are a few different tricks to it. So first we're going to find him. And then we need to, we're going to try to pull off this trick where you walk into the puddle, nail him, walk out, nail him, walk in, so kind of like the edge of the puddle. Yeah, and so you can use the puddle trick for the first 20 seconds or so before you need to nail him. I personally am just bad at it, so I usually fail to like take any extra health kind of thing. So, yeah. There are also some corners of the room you can stand in that will make him just yield phase-on puzzles a little faster. So, yeah. And he will switch to different visors. So, it's a little annoying to try to take him down if you don't have a visor. So, that's why you usually want to collect a visor. At this point, they're going to start dropping in Metroids. Strategy for pretty much all Metroids should pretty much be the same. Come on. And so that's the puddle trick. I've mostly shown it off at this point. So you can get a little extra damage. I don't really find it to be that useful. I mean, if you use it right, you can take them down in 2 rounds instead of like 1. But I am personally just no good at it. And we have the health and time to spare, so we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. I believe it should take 4 puddles if you do it just right. It may take 5 if you miss one, or something like that. So he's going to start dropping off more Metroids. Strategy for all Metroids should pretty much be the same. So he's going to go X-ray. Okay, where are you at? Okay. And you have to admit, Hyper Mode is just pretty sweet. Not quite as good and useful as it is in Prime 3, but definitely useful. Now let's see, is he still X-ray? Oh wait, he's thermal now. Okay, is he X-ray? Yeah, he's still X-ray. Okay, so one more round should take him down, and that'll pretty much be it to the fight. So, I mean, to explain a little more of the physiology of Metroid Prime, he's a Metroid. Got in here because he's on a planet where the Metroids were used and developed, you know, Chozo and all. And he got a hold of the seed of the Phazon and kind of absorbed it and became the new source of all Phazon. Also what keeps the core stability up this kind of impact raider place. So, yeah. That should be it for them. And we'll see if we can use the puddle trick one last time. And you can pretty much stun lock him with it. But we're just going to nail him, see if we can get him all the way down. Nope, didn't quite get it. Should have gone for the puddle trick. But 5 rounds is not extremely bad. If you're going for in-game time, we're going to be over 4 hours by like 20 minutes or so. But otherwise, the puddle trick comes in handy quite a bit if you want to use it. And if you're going for a race and it gets down to this part, then this would be a good decision to make. So he's normal blaster now. Okay, and like a few more Phazon blasts should put him down. So now he starts doing all fission Metroids. Okay, which visor? Oh, well. Okay, let's find the visor first. Let's find it. Is he X-ray? We defeat him in X-ray, that's right. Or did he destroy our puddle? Nope, he did. Okay, come on, where's the puddle? Come on, where's the puddle? Come on. Get back here. We should have defeated him. Yep, that was close. Didn't want to go for 6 puddles, but I'll let you guys enjoy the ending. And there we go. That's the end of the impact crater, source of all Phazon. And, yeah. So we saved the planet, killed Ridley, got rid of Metroid Prime, solved the Chozo's problem, took down the space pirates and their goal, so. And if you didn't know at this point, Emmus is a woman. Now you know. And, you know, in video game history, she's definitely one of the, you know, more epic kind of female characters that, you know, since the 80s has been in video games, which is definitely, you know, something that's, I'd say, very important. And being such a badass kind of female character. And so here you are, the credits. I believe you can speed up the credits, if I remember this correctly. I might or might not do that. Well, maybe in the trilogy you can't. So, I think that's the case. Yeah. So, well, anyway, I think it was a pretty good run of Metroid Prime. We got to use all the sequence breaks. The ending credits are just so epic, the music especially. And I think it was a really good run. So I'm gonna shut up for a little while, just enjoy the credits. I'd say, comment a little on the ending, and also for Kenji Yamamoto, the music guy who made a lot of the music. I'll say I definitely do like Magmore Caverns, so definitely appreciate that one. And yeah, so Metroid Prime, just I have to say, really good game. Overall, I mean, the gameplay is really good, and the story is really good, and yeah, it's definitely one of pretty much everybody's favorite kind of the Prime series. It's usually Prime 1. Now, some people like Prime 2 a little better. I don't know, it's more challenging, so I guess they like that aspect of it, just a little extra challenge to your Metroid game. Because, I mean, Super Metroid was hard, kind of, and Fusion was hard, and those kind of games were hard, so if you appreciate a challenge, I'd say that it's definitely some challenge with Prime 2. But on top of that, like some of the other games, like Prime 3 is a bit easy then, to the opposite world of things, especially once you get a hold of Hyper Mode. But I kind of find Prime 3's story a little more coherent about it. So it's kind of my opinion on it. I like all of the trilogy. I will say I like all of them for different reasons. And yeah, but Prime 1 is probably my favorite. I don't know, like, compared to the rest of the games, like, how much I like it, but, like, if you put in all the 2D games and everything, do I like Prime 1 better than all those? Maybe. I mean, it has all these different sequence breaks in it that make it so much fun, and overall, it's just a fantastic game. But, I'm going to, kind of shut up now, and, I'll let you guys enjoy the credits for the next, like, few minutes that they go on. And the credits are over, I guess, which is nice and short considering. And so Samus goes off into space and on to Prime 2. And there's your 100%. 4 hours and 12 minutes. By any record means, for the trilogy, that is definitely not a record at all. But it was a fun run, and it's a lot faster than you mostly get it. You'll usually be seeing about 6 hours if you go the normal routes. So by sequence breaking, we saved a bit of time, and I think overall it was a good run. So let's see that ending. And there you have it, guys. That is the trilogy. Well, that is Prime 1 anyway, so I'll be doing the rest of the trilogy, and that's our first completion of that, and then I'll probably move on to Hyper Mode after that, but a lot more content in store. And so, yeah, that is Metroid Prime. So if you liked this walkthrough, then hopefully you'll enjoy the future ones, whichever I go to, Fusion or Prime 2. If you've yet to vote, I'm going to be announcing the next game as soon as possible, so I recommend put in your vote, put in your 2 cents, put in a comment or something about it. And yeah, so next time I will see you with either Fusion or Prime 2, and we'll see where it takes us. So it's been really great with you guys for this walkthrough. I definitely enjoyed myself with it, and I think it was nice that you guys decided to put it up with my commentary, be it okay at times and better at others. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys next. So yeah, goodbye.